speak about overcoming fear. You know, fear, that instinct most of us are thinking it's bad, it's not cool, it's not okay to fear. But I think fear has what, should I say, like, as anything in the world, it has, should I say, like, aspect whereby some, the fear on one side is advantageous and another side is disadvantageous. I'll explain it in this way. Fear, if you look at a baby, when a baby approaches fire and let him or her touch on the fire and feels that impact of fire, yeah? When he feels that impact of fire, the next time when he or she comes to the fire, he or she will not touch on it, even if you don't tell her anything. He or she will pass beyond it. That's the reason. Now, that's fear, which is making him or her fear that thing. One of the reasons as to why most of us can't do the mistakes we did in life, or can't ever think of doing some of the things we've done in life, is because we fear to go through the certain pain we went through. So that's one of the reasons as to why I think God let fear come in man. Another big example which I can give biblical, fear God. That's what it says. Approach the throne in fear and trembling. Why fear? Fear in one aspect has got the advantage. But then the worst thing which most of us fail with at fear is that fear, when fear comes, where does it drive you to? When fear approaches in your life, where does it take you? How do you work out with fear? Some people fear, and fear drives them to God. Others fear, and fear drives them to do worse things. And fear makes some of them sit back in shame. They have not done anything, or they feel like they fear to approach a certain thing or to do certain tasks, and they hold themselves back not to do something. I don't think that's the right way. I'm going to share this verse. I like it. It says it in 2 Timothy. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I repeat, and a sound mind. When you fear, you're not supposed to be driven into, when you fear, you're not supposed to be driven into doing funny things. Fear should be the reason to give you a sound mind, fear should be the reason to make you earn the spirit of a sound mind. You get it? Fear which doesn't drive you to godliness is not fear worth being taken. So when some people fear, or when some people approach fearing, or when some people approach that weakness of fear, some of them, they run to witch doctors, some of them run to solutions, some of them run to science, some of them run to whatsoever. But there are some people who run back to God, and they look onto the solution of things. Fear shouldn't be the reason to drive you onto fear and failure, onto what other people think. Fear should be the reason to take you back, open up your mind, to get a sound mind. Fear of what may come. You can never get success, or you can never get a very great breakthrough when you keep with fear. Unless you step out and overcome fear, and overcome your fears, overcome your burdens, overcome what is beyond, above you, because in life you will never fail to approach things you fear, and the things you fear are the things which give you a breakthrough, are the things which hold the greatest potential of your life. The greatest things, or the greatest fears of your life, are the greatest potentials for your success. You fear exams, yet that's where the grace of taking you to another level is. You may fear to do, to do what other people think they can, what other people have failed to do. And yet that's the where people get a breakthrough. I know the story of a guy who started out petroleum and this distillation thing. He got a can of this thing which seems to be so volatile and put it in the can, and even he went further beyond to burn it inside. When you look at it, it's a funny scenario, because you ask yourself, how can a person get some volatile liquid and put it in a can and still burns it? It was a risk worth fearing, but it's that risk which is making us move together on the global energy. So those are some of the things I can give you. Fears are not meant to put you down. The things you fear, just like the relationships you fear, the people you fear, the goals you have which are seeming like scary, the future which you have. The mistakes some of us have made, which make us fear to move ahead in life. You failed out one relationship and you feel the fear to enter into the second one. That's not a life worth living. Embrace your fears. Embrace your fear. I know at every point every person looks and wages and is like, oh my God, will I make out of this one? Let me tell you something. You're not meant to be like that. It's in the nature of man that fears. But even Jesus himself reached at a point and feared and is like, God, this thing is too big for me, but let your will be done. He looked at the success and the victory beyond the cross. So that's the same thing I will tell you. The things you fear, or the things which make you strong in your eyes, are the things which are holding most times the success of your life. Look at the victory after that. Look at the victory after that paper. Look at the success after that paper. Look at, should I say like, the success beyond that test. Look at the success beyond what other people call hard. Look at the success beyond that business. Look at the success through the hard times of those. Don't let fear drive you. Let the courage, the charisma, the potential in you be the reason to drive you every other day. The fear will take you back not to do the same mistakes you did, but it will open up your mind to get to a very greater level and know that this can be done and the people can pass through it. Okay? Because the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. I've got no reason to fear what men do. Not true. Because man can never think, it's like can never spoil what God has planned. If a blessing is meant for you, you will achieve it. Just embrace anything in life without fear of failing. But fear is not going back to the mistakes you made.